What's going on, guys? Gamers Goon here today with your week 2 of the NFL predictions. Now, let's go over week 1, what we got right, what we got wrong. First game of the year, Buffalo versus the Rams, we got right with 4 confidence points. New Orleans versus Atlanta, we got right with 6 confidence points, and it did go down to the wire. Chicago versus San Francisco, we got right. Chicago ended up winning. Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh went to overtime, and Pittsburgh ended up winning, so we did not get that one correct. Philadelphia versus Detroit was close, but we ended up getting it correct at the end of it. Philadelphia did win. We had Miami versus New England. We picked New England. It was not New England. Miami dominated that game from the word go. Baltimore versus the Jets. We got that one right, as Baltimore did defeat the Jets 24-9. Washington versus Jacksonville. We took Washington, and that was correct. Carolina versus Cleveland. We took Carolina. Cleveland edged them out by 2. Indianapolis versus the Houston Texans. We put our big money, our 16 points there, on Indianapolis to win, and it ended up in a tie at the end of it. Tennessee versus the Giants. We took Tennessee, and they ended up losing by 1 point to the Giants. We had Green Bay versus Minnesota. We took Minnesota with 1 confidence point, and Minnesota dominated Green Bay from the word go. Kansas City versus Arizona. We took Kansas City, and it was everything in all Kansas City's direction. Los Angeles versus the Raiders. We had the Chargers winning, and the Chargers did win by 5. Next, we had Tampa Bay at Dallas on Sunday Night Football. We took Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay dominated that game. And then we had Denver versus Seattle, another game down to the wire. We had a lot of down to the wire games this go around week 1, and Seattle ended up picking up the victory. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 16 games wrong. So we were 10 for 16. We finished with 70 points. So we could have had a better week than what we did. But let's get into week 2. Week 2 is where everything will change, hopefully for the better, as we have Kansas City and the Chargers playing tonight in about 5 hours, something like that. This game's going to be a dogfight. I think Kansas City ends up winning. I think Patrick Mahomes and company just edge them out just a little bit. I'm not very confident in it. I'll only put 3 confidence points on it because I think Herbert and company can keep up. But with no Keenan Allen, I think Kansas City might be biting off a little bit more than they can, the Chargers might be biting off a little bit more than they can chew with Kansas City here tonight. Then we get the Cleveland Browns going up against the Jets, man. I don't know what to do with this one. I don't think the Browns are legit. No matter what they did last week against Carolina, I don't think they are legit. The same thing with the Jets, though. I think they're maybe a couple weeks out from gelling, and I don't really think that they're going to be much of a force this season. So with that being said, I'm going to take Cleveland. I'm going to put like 5 confidence points on it, something in the middle. I think it's probably a better shot that they win, but I also am not going to put a lot of points on a team that I don't think is really that good this year. Washington versus Detroit. Washington, I'm putting 10 confidence points on this. I'm very confident that Washington wins this game. They should win this game. Carson Wentz looked good. Detroit looked a lot better than people were giving them credit to, but they're Detroit. They'll find a way to lose. Washington, I got winning that one. Tampa Bay going up against New Orleans. Jameis Winston, Michael Thomas. The gang is back together. Michael Thomas, 2 touchdowns last week. Tampa Bay, Julio Jones getting going. He might not be playing this weekend, though. He has a little bit of a knee issue. Tom Brady, you can't ever count him out, man. I think that's going to be a fun game going in at the 10 o'clock spot. I think I'm going to put 4 points on Tampa Bay. I think that's going to be a really fun game. I think New Orleans is a lot better than what people are giving them credit to. We got the Giants going up against Carolina. I think this is going to be another one of those good games, man. Tough loss week 1 to the Browns for Carolina. I think they bounced back. They beat the Giants. Not super confident in it, but I'll put about 2 confidence points on it. Then we get New England versus Pittsburgh. I think this is going to be another one of those good games. New England did get beat pretty bad last week. Pittsburgh, they handled their business. They went in there, they handled their business. New England, however, might not have Mac Jones going into it, so I'm going to put about 7 confidence points that Pittsburgh wins. I just think there's a lot less questions when it comes to Pittsburgh than New England going into week 2. We got Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. Saxonville. Indy kind of disappointed me last week. I'm not going to lie. They did disappoint me. I think they bounced back. I do still think this Indianapolis team's a playoff team. I'm putting 8 fantasy points on it, or confidence points on it. I got Indianapolis making a bounce back against Jacksonville. Baltimore versus Miami. I think this is going to be a fun game. I think this is going to be a really good game. At the end of the day, it's just who has a more talented team, I think, is going to end up coming down to it. I think both of these coaches can go one-on-one with each other. I think a lot of their talent is comparable. You look at literally almost any position. They're pretty deep in a lot of the areas. Devin Duvernay is kind of similar to like not necessarily similar, but he can get the job done similar to like what a Waddle does for them. You got J.K. Dobbins potentially returning, but then on the other side, you got guys like Raheem Mostert still there. So there's a lot of names in here that could make an impact into this game. I'm gonna go off on a limb. What's my lowest? My lowest is 1-6. I think this is where I want to draw the one pointer. I think this is going to be where I pick the 1-point game here, and I'm going to go Miami. I think Miami pulls up a little bit of an upset, wins week 2. Then we get the Rams versus Atlanta. I'm going 16 points on the Rams. The Rams, they might not have won. They might not have won last week, but I did like some things I saw from them outside of what Cam Akers did. I did think that they still are not necessarily a bad team, and Atlanta is a team that I really don't have much faith in. San Francisco versus Seattle. 2 teams that had completely separate week 1s. Seattle was supposed to lose, they won. San Francisco was supposed to win, they lost. Different conditions in San Francisco. I think San Francisco bounces back. I'm putting 12 points on it. That might be dumb, but I think I'm putting 12 points on it. I don't think Seattle is what we saw on Monday Night Football. We got Cincinnati and Dallas, 2 teams that kind of underwhelmed a little bit. Cincinnati lost late, and Dallas just never had to get going. But I got to put 6 points on Cincinnati. I think they're going to be a team that's going to go far this season. We got Denver versus Houston, and I'm putting 15 points on Denver, man. I don't think Houston's that good. I saw what happened week 1 against Indianapolis. They tied the game, but I don't really want to think that they're that good. Denver, they kind of got beat last week by a team that had less talent than them. So they got to show up, and I think they will in their season opener at home. Then we got Vegas going up against the Cardinals. The Cardinals last week, man, they got ran through. I think there's a bounce back to be had for the Cardinals. So I'm going to give 9 confidence points that there's a bounce back for the Cardinals. We got Green Bay versus my Chicago Bears. My Chicago Bears, we had a great week 1, edged it out, 19-10, but unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be doing that this week. I would be more than happy to get these 11 confidence points wrong. I got 11 confidence points that Green Bay wins. I don't know how much of what we saw for Chicago is believable. So I'm going to go ahead and give us 11 confidence points on Green Bay. Green Bay did have some receivers issues, and hopefully that's still the case, at least for us. But I got to go with my gut, and my gut's telling me Green Bay wins that. Buffalo versus Tennessee. I got Buffalo. Big Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins that game. I think they're able to contain Derrick Henry a little bit, and I think they're able to pull it out. Then we got Philadelphia versus Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins this one, man. I got 13 confidence points to close it out. I think Minnesota's able to knock it off and win that game. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys tune in, show the videos to all your friends, do all that fun stuff. And make sure you come back for the future videos of the NFL season, because we will be going through weeks 1 through 17, or 18, I guess it is this year. And then we're going to be going through the postseason. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time.